Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some MegaMek. And in fact, I'm going to, I think, do away with the normal recap and I'm just going to jump right into it. That said, hello Varank, I'm glad you could make it, and anyone else who happens to be watching. Glad to hear the weather might be cooling down and Baldur's Gate in about 2 weeks. Sounds like my kind of time off. So jumping right into it, as I said, we did win initiative for the deployment phase of round 10, and I'll be honest, I don't remember who's deploying on round 10, but it would definitely help if we were to replace all the players. Okay, that looks like bad guys. I see a friendly awesome, I see a couple vedettes, I see a hunter. Okay, and we've got... Okay, Hoser needs to be making his way across the field. We need more support over on the west side. Not a lot of bad guys are making it through to the east side of the map, so I think he's definitely going to be more useful over there. That said, maybe sprinting be the best way to do it. Yeah, because the assassin, there's no way the assassin is going to make it to this side this turn. So we've definitely gotten no targets this turn, so there's no reason not to sprint. We're gonna hold off on Stiletto. We've got Ash over here, who can also, I think, sprint. Closing in on this foot platoon maybe, but other than that, no real targets in sight. Let's go to... let's see, how far can we go? We can go into the woods, and then we can go out of the woods next turn. Or we can go around the woods, and then have to cut back again next turn. I think technically this is farther, so I'm gonna go ahead. It's actually not further. It's the same number of hexes in this direction. So what I'm gonna do actually... I want to be ready for the assassin when he comes through, and I feel like the assassin... Hoser wants to try out his very long-range shots. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm looking forward to engaging enemies at extreme range with this mech now. Lark is going to cover the north approach. Tsubasa is going to run forward, or do we sprint? We can sprint 10 movement points. That is not bad. It does mean engaging the mask, and we would need a 5 or better. We're not going to do that. Which means that all we can do is run. We can't even sprint. We don't have the option, I don't think, to sprint if we have mask available. But I will go ahead and turn that way so that we can skirt around this body of water here. And who else is on the team? Soccer, the archer, the blackjack, and the awesome. Okay, yeah, that's everyone. So what do we have going on over here on this side of the map? We've got a hunchback engaging the 2 vedettes and the hunter. We've got a thunderbolt being backed up on by a vedette and a hunter. We've got a scimitar here that's immobile. We've got a drillson here that's immobile. We've got a friendly awesome who is hopefully going to take out this drillson and the scimitar, maybe. We've got a friendly stalker here as well. The quick draw, I think, is going to try to take out the wasp this turn. Stiletto was hunting this phoenix hawk, if I recall. So we'll go ahead and try to get eyes on where he's going to be. Don't know if we succeeded. No, we are not going to have eyes on the Phoenix Hawk from that hex. The Wolverine, however, can jump. The Wolverine, this is the one with the lasers. No, that's the Cronus. No, we do have a couple pulse lasers, so hopefully we can land a couple of hits on the Phoenix Hawk. The quick draw, I think, is going to try to get eyes on perhaps the assassin over here. We can get eyes on, and it's only through a light woods, a single light woods hex. So we're actually going to have a decent shot at him at a range of 6 hexes, which for the quick draw is medium range for pretty much everything, or literally everything. Let's see, the spider. Oh, there's a wasp in front of a battle master. He's going to get annihilated. And the spider is the last one on our list to go. Oh, the quick draw got eyes on a wasp. The assassin actually made his way all the way over there. Yeah, let's try to cut off the assassin before he can get any further. Alright, the Phoenix Hawk ejects. That was the 1D. I think I had already allocated that kill to Stiletto, because if I recall, she had taken out its gyro. Mech is prone, head internal structure damage. Anyway, he blacks out when he ejects, and he's going to need a 10 or so to wake up. Hoser sprinted. Stiletto has eyes on the Pegasus, maybe. Let me see what the Pegasus looks like. Pegasus has equal armor pretty much everywhere except the turret. Alternately, we've got the Galleon over here. I clicked on the Pegasus instead of the Galleon. The Galleon, let me get the unit display back up. We've got the Galleon on 9s. We've got the Pegasus on 3s. I think the Hermes is going to be shooting at the Galleon, and we don't have a great shot. We've got about a 25% shot on him. And the Pegasus, we can shoot him in the rear, and all we need to do is about 23 points of damage. So there's 8 and 12 is 20, so we would need to hit with the large 2 pulses and an SRM at a minimum. Here's hoping we hit with everything. Because we're already 2 heat over. Tsubasa, I think, sprinted. Doesn't have a target anyways, except the wasp. No, we've got the wasp on a 13. That's right, we didn't sprint because it would have meant activating the mask for the 2nd turn in a row. Ash is pretty easy, no targets in range. The Wolverine at the Phoenix Hawk on, that's going to be 8s and 6s. And let's just go ahead and go 3 heat over to unload on him. The quick draw at the Wasp has him on 10s, which is not ideal. But we'll take those shots. We'll go 2 heat over on some 10s against the Wasp. That looked like his right side. The Spider is not going to have anyone in his arc, no matter what we do. And Lark has the Assassin on 15s, and I assume 13s with the LRMs. Yeah, 13s with the LRMs, so that's not worth taking. The Vedette hits our friendly Hunchback in the right leg and head with SRMs, forcing his first consciousness check, and the left leg with an autocannon too. Stiletto at the Pegasus hits it in the rear with a large, a medium pulse, and 2 SRMs, which is not enough to get the kill on the Pegasus. We needed that other medium pulse. We needed both of them. We rolled snake eyes. The Galleon at the Hermes hits him in the right torso, destroying his searchlight and potentially getting the crit. Not starting off with a bunch of headshots again, are we? Yeah, it kind of seems like we are. At least it's our friendlies and not us taking the headshots. The Battlemaster at the Wasp hits him in the right torso and the left arm with medium lasers, down to 1 armor and 2 structure. The 2 machine guns both miss, and the SRM also misses. It would have been nice if we'd been able to arm him, even though his left arm doesn't have any guns. It's still, you know, that much closer to taking out his torso. The Galleon hits the Stalker in the right torso rear, down to 2 armor, and that's our allied Stalker, not our own. The Hermes at the Galleon hits it in the rear with the autocannon 5, down to 6 armor. The Vedette missing, the Vedette hitting the Stalker in the right torso and the left arm with SRMs. The Orion at the Drillson hits it in the right side and immobilizes it, sinking it in the water. So that Orion got a kill on the Drillson. Sure. The Vedette hits the Stalker in the left arm with an autocannon 2. The Hunchback missing with the big gun, hitting the Hunter in the front with the medium laser. Even if he had hit with the big gun, if he'd have hit in the front, he'd still have 7 armor. Those Hunters are tough little cookies. The Vedette at the Hunchback hits him in the left arm with an SRM. Our Wolverine at the Phoenix Hawk missed with the LB-10X. Medium pulse lasers to the center torso and left arm, doing some decent damage there. Medium laser to the center torso down to 12, and 4 SRMs to the left torso and leg, the center torso down to 10, and the right torso critical for no effect. The Phoenix Hawk at the Wolverine hits with 2 medium lasers, both to the chest, down to 7 armor, and a machine gun on 8. Are both machine guns to the left leg and torso. The quick draw at the Wasp hits him in the right leg with the big gun. That large laser destroys his right leg and transfers into the right torso. So the Wasp is... let me see if I can do this without disturbing the microphone. I don't think I did. That's going to be... Quick draw. Got the Wasp 1A. Now that the Wasp has no leg, he's going to be easy pickings. We also hit him with 5 SRMs to the arms, the right torso 2 more times, and the right arm down to 0 armor. Our friendly Awesome hits the Vedette with 9 LRMs to the rear, costing it a movement point. The Hunter misses the Hunchback on a 12. The Griffin misses the Wasp on a pair of 10s. The Drillson hits the Battlemaster in the left leg with the large laser. 2 SRMs to the left torso. The Stalker at the Vedette on 9s and 11s, missing with everything. The Hunter hits the Hunchback. 5 LRMs to the center torso, down to 21 armor there. The Thunderbolt at Vedette number 5. I didn't realize there were 5 Vedettes in the op floor. But yeah, the Thunderbolt hits Vedette number 5 in the front, costing it a movement point. And the LRM-15 at the Hunter, because he's got multi-track, hits him with 15 LRMs in the left side, causing 2 machine guns to malfunction. The Phoenix Hawk needs a 4 to stay standing, gets a 6. The Wasp automatically falls, takes 2 to the center torso, and is destroyed. That is definitely a kill for our quick draw. The pilot of the Wasp needs an 11 to avoid taking a hit. He doesn't make it. He takes a hit. He might be captured at the end of the match. We'll see. Let's see. The Spider is not going to try to punch or kick the building. Battlemaster kicks at the Wasp and misses with a 5. The Hermes kicks the Galleon in the front, immobilizing it. The Thunderbolt kicks at the hunter and misses. The Thunderbolt and the Battlemaster both stay standing. They needed a 5 and a 6. They got an 8 and a 9. Mr. McGorilla, hi, how are you? Glad you could join us. You've missed us. We didn't really do a recap. We just jumped right into it. And so far, things are going fairly well. We're destroying them, and they're not really doing any damage to us. We do have some allies that are taking some hits and building up some heat, but we're not working that hard right now. We got fire in 2 hexes. We've got some people building up heat. The enemy Phoenix Hawk is at 8 heat. Friendly Hunchback is at 2. The Griffin is at 4. The Thunderbolt is at 2. The friendly Orion is at 5 heat. The friendly Stalker is at 4. Stiletto is at 2 heat. Our Wolverine is at 3, and our Quick Draw is at 2. We've lost initiative for deployment for round 11, which is fine, because I think there's a different initiative roll for actual movement. We've got reinforcements moving in. We've got another Hunchback and a Bulldog. And it's starting to fill up around here. There's quite a lot of blips on this map. That said, let me get Hoser to walk. That way we've got a decent shot on the assassin no matter where he goes. The Blackjack, I think, will also be walking. We'll walk 3 hexes just to get a little bit of evasion, and then we'll turn this way. We'll track. What we're going to do, actually, we're going to track down this way and try to pick up some of these tanks as we go. That should give us plenty of shots at the assassin should he pass these woods. Ash's Archer is going to close on the Wasp, so I'd like to wait on that. Our Stalker, I think we'll move in this direction. We'll maybe track slightly more northwards and go around the north side of the city, but honestly, there's not a lot of guys trying to make it through the north side of the city, so I think this pilot, Yoshimasa, can handle. Or I decided I'm not going to call him Lark. I'll fix that when this mission is over. I would have done it by now if he hadn't been on this mission. Stiletto is waiting for the Phoenix Hawk. The Wolverine is waiting for the Phoenix Hawk. The Quick Draw, I guess we'll try to catch up to the assassin. Not that he's going to be able to. The assassin has 2 more jumping movement points. Oh, Stiletto has a galleon right in front of her. It is pretty evasive, though. Where do we move next? We'll have Ash. I think Ash can safely move. I think between the Spider and Hoser and Tsubasa and Lark, we've got that side pretty well covered. So Ash is going to move to the west side of the map. Try to get a little up close and personal with these guys. Our Wolverine is kind of in a hurting way. I would like to try to jump and try to catch the Phoenix Hawk with a couple more medium lasers. The Quick Draw might also be joining in on that fun. That just leaves Stiletto and the Spider. The Wasp still hasn't gone. Should kind of like to wait for the Spider. The Cronus might just back up into these woods and take some shots at the Galleon of the Pegasus. And or the Pegasus, maybe. Spider see, he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is as far as he can go. So we're just gonna walk to there and hope that he moves most of his distance. And it looks like he did. Hunchback entered rubble, needs a 4, gets a 7, so he's good to go. Hoser at the assassin. Let's see what kind of numbers we need. We need 6s. Because we're starting with a 0. We walked, it's evasive, it jumped, and +1 for medium range. So that would have been 7s. We've got it on 6s now. Let's see how many hits we can land. 6s and 8s. We'll do that for 1 heat over. Let's see, the Cronus at the Galleon on 6s and 4s. Yeah, let's try to stop him in his tracks. Actually, that ER large just builds so much heat. Let's go for the Galleon on 4s and 6s. And that gives us 8 points of heat. We can go 4 over. The Pegasus. We hit him in the rear. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the pulse lasers and the SRM on the Galleon, and then at the Pegasus, we're gonna shoot him in the rear with the ER large. Hopefully we can get the kill on him. That puts us 4 heat over, which should be fine. Tsubasa at the Wasp on 8s. We'll take a couple shots there. And you know what? We'll throw in a medium just to keep the heat sinks pumping. Ash only has the foot platoon in range, and that's on 8s. So we'll just throw some lasers at that because we've got nothing better to do. The Wolverine at the Phoenix Hawk has him on 9s. And that's going to be 9s with everything at 3 hexes. The Quick Draw, on the other hand, also has the Phoenix Hawk on 9s. So regardless of what we're doing, we're going to have about a 25% success rate. So we'll skip one of the mediums just to get the SRMs in there, just to go 3 heat over. The Quick Draw at the Phoenix Hawk also on 9s, and that'll also be with everything but 1 medium laser. And then that'll also open us up to punching him. The Spider at the Wasp on 7s. We'll take all of those shots and we'll throw in an 11, because last but not least is our Stalker, who's got the Assassin on 12s. Not that we're gonna hit, but you miss every shot you don't take. Can I switch to cluster rounds? Yes, I can, but I don't feel as though I've done enough damage to his armor. Although, no, I hit him in, what, the arm and the leg. I'll have to look into that. Maybe cluster rounds would have been a better shot. I know it would have been more likely to hit, but as far as dealing damage, I think that solid rounds were the right choice for this turn. On 6s, Hoser landing 3 hits on the Assassin to the left torso, left arm, and center torso. Stripping the left torso, going internal on the left arm, critting on his hand and upper arm, and leaving his center torso at 2 armor. So nice shooting. The Vedette at our friendly Awesome hits him in the left torso and the left arm for 2 each. The Kronos at the Galleon hits it in the turret, the right side, and the turret again. And the SRMs to the right side and the turret, leaving both of those with 0 armor, but not going internal, not getting the crit. The Pegasus, however, takes a shot to the rear and is destroyed. Hermes at Vedette number 2. 3 for 3, indeed. Yes, nice shooting. Everything but the large laser, which was, what, is that an 8 or a 10? That was an 8, which is still 40%, but, you know, is what it is. You hit with the 3 PPCs. That's the big deal. If you can do that again, he's going to be in a really hurting way. The Hermie is missing on a 12. The Pegasus at Stiletto hits her in the center torso and the right arm with SRMs. The Battlemaster at the foot platoon with 2 medium lasers kills 4 guys. And then the machine guns finish them off. The Galleon missing the Cronus on 6s and 8s. The Blackjack at the Wasp hits him in the left arm, transferring into the left torso. And the left leg for 5 down to 0 armor. So that was a Wasp 1A that we got with the quick draw. It was a Wasp 1D that we're shooting at with the Blackjack. Okay, good to keep those straight. His left torso and his left leg are down to 0. The Vedette missing on 7s and 10s. The Archer at the foot platoon that's already dead, missing with most of everything. The Vedette hitting the Stalker in the head, forcing Alan's first consciousness check. And an AC2 to the left torso and an SRM to the left arm. So, taking slow damage. Our friendly Hunchback at the Vedette hits it in the left side, destroying the engine and immobilizing it, and following that with a medium laser and destroying the Vedette. So that is what a Hunchback is meant to do. Land the hits and then follow it up. The Vedette number 3 missing on 6s and 10s. The friendly Orion missing on an 11. The Vedette number 2 missing on 12s and 8s. Our Wolverine at the Phoenix Hawk needed a 9, got a 7. So even cluster munitions would have missed. The pulse lasers both miss. The medium laser misses. The SRMs miss. The primary up for Hunchback missing the Stalker with 3 medium lasers, hitting him in the arm with the other 2, and the left torso with 1 as well. The left arm is actually down to 7 armor. That disco back is kind of chewing into that Stalker a bit on that left side. Our quick draw at the Phoenix Hawk hits him in the left arm with a medium laser, down to 6 structure, and missed with everything else. The Phoenix Hawk at the quick draw hits Zero Chew in the head with a medium laser, down to 4 armor, forcing his first consciousness check. Machine gun to the left and right arm, down to 18 armor in both those locations. The Griffin missing the Wasp, the Awesome hitting the Hunchback with the large lasers to the left leg and center torso, down to 12 and 18 there. Landing 9 LRMs to the left arm and center torso, down to 11 and 14. The Hunter at the Stalker hits with 12 LRMs down the right side. And the Spider at the Wasp hits it on the left torso, destroying the left torso. And a small laser to the right arm, critical for no effect. The Assassin at Tsubasa hits with 2 SRMs to the right arm and left leg. And our Stalker at the Assassin on 12s missing with everything. Their Thunderbolt, our friendly Thunderbolt at the Bulldog hits it in the left side, hits it in the fuel tank, and blows up the Bulldog. Nice shot on 9s. The Bulldog returning fire at the Thunderbolt with 6 SRMs down the left side and also the right torso for 6. Missed with the LRM-20, fortunately. And our friendly Stalker at the Vedette number 3 hits it in the left side, costing it a movement point, hits it in the left side with a bunch of SRMs. Hitting it in the fuel tank and exploding Vedette number 3. The Hunter missing the Cronus on 10s, got a 5 instead. The Hunchback needs a 5 to stay standing, gets a 3. That's the enemy Hunchback. Takes 5 to the left arm, forcing the first forcing a piloting check. Needs a 5, gets an 8. Makes his seatbelt check. The Assassin needs a 6+ for taking 20 damage. Gets Snake Eyes. Falls on his left arm, transfers into the left torso, critting on his jump jet. So he is now a 7-11-6 movement profile. Pilot needs a 6 to avoid getting hurt, gets a 7. Our friendly Stalker needs a 7 to stay standing, gets a 9. The enemy Wasp gets a 7, needs a 7, gets a 7. We can try to punch the Phoenix Hawk twice on 8s. Hopefully we land at least one of them. Oh, we went prone. He kicked us. We punched him in the head for 7, forcing his first consciousness check, and then we punched him again. Yeah, okay. Double punches to the head of a Phoenix Hawk for 7 each. That'll do it. The Phoenix Hawk kicks us in the right leg, forcing us to make a piloting check, which we roll Snake Eyes on. We take 6 damage to the right and left torso, and a 3 to avoid hurting the pilot, get a 3. Payback for last week? Maybe. Double head punches. Well, a head punch is a 1 in 6 chance. Versus a 1 in 36 chance for a regular weapon attack. So, I don't know if that's complete payback, but it's a step in the right direction. Our enemy Hunchback is at 3, the enemy Assassin is at 4 heat, Poser is at 1, our allies, the Hunchback is at 4, the Griffin is at 4, the Thunderbolt is at 2, the Orion is at 2, Friendly Awesome is at 3, the Friendly Stalker is at 5, Stiletto is at 4, Tsubasa is at 2, our Wolverine is at 3, the Quick Draw is at 4, everyone else is running cool. Pilot Alfred Bubikian needs an 11 to wake up, not a 10 apparently. We've got Fire started in Hex 1521 this round, and Fire starting in 1620 as Threads 2 1520 from 1521 from 1620. I'll get it right sooner or later. We've lost initiative and we're going second within our team. We're at 97%. Team 2 is at 37%. With 12 of 25 units remaining. Our objective was to prevent 50% of them from getting across the field, if I recall. Destroy 50% of the following forces and units. Primary up for. I would say that we have done that. They're down to 37% of their forces or 48% of their units. I think we can call it here, unless we want to keep going for the salvage. But I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So we can get back to base. And we've got some stuff to handle at the base, like removing that pilot's call sign. I'm not going to use. Pilot Alfred Bubikian is on fire and dies, sadly. That is unfortunate. But he was just in a hex that happened to catch on fire last turn. Yeah, Team 1 has achieved all required victory conditions. We do always save the salvage, just in case. I would say yes, we controlled the battlefield. We took moderate damage to the quick draw, including a hit to the head, and the left torso rear is stripped, but not internal. We've got light damage on the Wolverine, which has the center torso down to 7, right torso down to 8. Otherwise, relatively good shape. Now, we really didn't take much damage on this mission. I think mainly because we had so many allies. Zero Chew did take a hit. He is going to need some recovery time. I'll have to remember to put him in the infirmary. Did we salvage any? We've got a Scimitar, we've got a Galleon, a Drillson, a Maltier, the Phoenix Hawk that got punched in the head. Let's see here. We're at 12 of 20%. Phoenix Hawk puts us at 14 of 20%. You know what? Do we want a Phoenix Hawk 1D? That's not a bad variant. You know what? We'll go ahead and take it. It's 1.5 million C-bills. We've got 20% of 52 is what? 10.5? So yeah, we could take another 1.5 million C-bills worth of stuff and still be fine. Yeah, we'll take the Phoenix Hawk, the 1D. Did we capture anyone? We captured Theodore Kopsis from the Drillson. Captured a couple more people from the Drillson and the foot platoon. Quite a few people from the foot platoon, looks like. Mainly just infantry, some tank crew members, and the pilot of the Wasp. Yeah, I'm a fan of Phoenix Hawks. They are a decent medium, especially. They also, I feel like they modify really well. Double heat sinks do wonderful things to Phoenix Hawks because they do tend to run a bit hot with the jump jets and the large and the two mediums. But a double heat sink kit clears that right up. Alright, the Scimitar was not us. The Wasp 1A goes to our quick draw. That was 0 Chew. And then the Phoenix Hawk 1D goes to Stiletto, according to my notes from last week. Yeah, definitely needs double heat sinks, for sure. So that is the quick draw with 2 kills, Stiletto with 2 kills, and Hadi van den Uden with 1 kill. Works for me. Destroy 50%, we did that. That was literally our only objective. So that is a victory point, or a scenario victory point, at least, which is the only one we need. That said, we still have 3 support points. Got a hostile comm center that we need to take out. At 8-2, yes, that is one of our strategic objectives. We need to kill that comm center in order to finish this contract successfully. That said, let's go to the infirmary. Let's get 0 Chew with some cuts on his right foot into Dauphine Chocolate's care. We've got Elsa can handle all of the other prisoners. Okay, there were a lot of prisoners actually. That'll be all of them, and then Maru can take the other 6. The repair bay, we've got the Phoenix Hawk, and we've got the Archer. The Archer was waiting on Edeborg, who can knock that out on a 5 given 2 days, but she's a little tied up at the moment. We've got the double heatsink getting worked on. Phoenix Hawk we can start on. Fred Modry. We get started on that head. It'll take us like 3 days, but I want to do it right. The left torso down to 1 hit point. That's going to be a big job. That's possibly going to be an Edeborg job. Let's see if Penny... Yeah, let's see if Penny can knock that out over the course of like 5 days. The cockpit is going to be a veteran job, I think. I will have Guillaume. Guillaume can spend, I think, 3 days working on that. Or better yet, Susan, because she's got fewer XP. I wouldn't say that was a quick battle. We did start it last week. We spent probably half an hour on it last week, and then another half hour on it this week. That was about an hour. But yeah, it did definitely go quickly. Once we got them past a certain point, it wasn't that hard to just keep the momentum rolling. We've got a jump jet. Yeah, once we got that momentum rolling, and we just started steamrolling them, things definitely started going our way, and once they started going our way, like, they just didn't stop. Guillaume can reattach the left leg on a 5. Do we want to do that? We risk destroying that left leg. It's a 3% chance. I'm gonna take that bet. The left arm, we're gonna spend 360 minutes on that, and that's gonna be Tamalika doing that on a 3. And after that, we've just got armor. We'll have Tamalika knock out a couple of jobs. on that as well. Have Halima knock out a couple of jobs. We'll have Shasa knock out a job real quick. Loni, about to make elite tech as well. Not doing leg just yet. Everything else is being worked on. Okay. Waiting on Ediborg for this left arm. Is that? We do need. Oh yeah. Things I was gonna do when we finish that mission. I was going to introduce you guys to Lieutenant Senior Grade Roy Longsword Greenfield. He is a 3-5 pilot. He has a point of tactics, strategy, and leadership, as all player characters have. He randomly spawned with pain resistance and 2 XP, and he started with a point of edge as well, being a player character. The pain resistance was just a random bonus. He is 8 XP away from becoming a veteran mech warrior, at which point he will gain another ability at random. And he is piloting the Gundog version of the Goliath, which has pretty good armor, 232 out of 263, has 11 double heat sinks and a standard 320 engine, has an LB-10X, 4 SRM-4s, an anti-missile system, and a medium and a small laser. Requisite ammo for all of those items, including cluster and standard munitions for the LBX and 2 tons for the SRM-4s, giving them 12.5 rounds of firing apiece. Does come with case in the left and right torso, even though the armor is kept in the legs and the head. I figured if one of the legs goes off, there was a good chance that the mech would survive if we had case in the torso. It would really just be losing a leg and, well, a rear leg and a front leg, the way I understand it. But the front leg would be reattachable. Anyway, I also went ahead. Oh, you know what I did? I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking it had endosteel internal structure. So I went ahead and ordered a bunch of endosteel parts that I'm not going to need, actually. I also ordered a couple of Arrow 4 launchers because I noticed that we had Arrow 4 munitions, but no launchers. So at 450,000 a pop, I ordered 2 of those. That's going to cost us the better part of 1 million C-bills when that finally goes through. Let me go ahead and get some 80-ton parts on the way. That's going to be locations. That's going to be, let's start with the legs. We'll go with detail and then name. We're not doing center leg, we're not doing endosteel. Front left leg, 80-ton. Right leg, 80-ton. Not the left legs. Rear left leg for 80-ton, and then rear right leg for 80-ton. We're going to buy just a couple of those, just so we can have them on hand, just in case. And then we'll do left and right torso at 80 tons each, which I don't believe we have yet. We don't need a center torso because we're not doing an upgrade. That's just going to be the left and right torsos. Okay, so I've got the right legs and torsos on the way now, instead of the endosteel ones. So that's something I didn't catch before. And then I think we've got nothing else going on in the briefing room at the moment. It is Saturday, so we could be expecting some new missions on Monday. That's 2 days from now. At which point, Aleutian and Tongaland should be coming back. But before we do that, we need to assign a tech to the gun dog. I've already set the maintenance time at 4 times, but it's gonna have to be of the veteran techs who has the least XP. It's not already doing maintenance. That's gonna be Susan at 17. Man, that I wish I could use those 17 XP, but I need Susan doing maintenance. And I mean, she'll still be able to do some repairs, just not the big ones that take all day or 2 days. And that and the Phoenix Hawk that we just picked up is also going to need. We can go ×4. Can we also give that one to Susan? Assign person, tech. We cannot assign that to Susan at ×4. Let's try ×3. Because I'm less concerned with this mech. Okay. Oh, we can give that to Veronica. Sure. I don't think she was doing anything. Let me double check. Veronica might actually be doing something. Veronica is now spending all of her time doing maintenance. Let me just check and make sure she wasn't actually already doing, like, a job. Oh, I just noticed we caused some people to defect. That's cool. Recovery, 2,000 in battle loss compensation for the Blackjack, 2,000 for Stalker, and that's just ammo, really. The Wolverine, the Quick Draw, and the Spider took 5,500 C-bills worth, the Cronus took 1,400. That was Veronica that we were looking for. Veronica Hurst is attempting to replace the jump jet on the Phoenix Hawks, so maybe not. Maybe not today at any rate. We'll give that to Guillaume for now, and we'll advance the day, and then we'll give it to Veronica. Now that she's hopefully not doing anything like repair-wise. We did get in 15 tons of armor, 4 tons of SRM6 ammo, and a shot of battle armor SRM ammo is still coming in. Emilian Pasic is still working on this double heat sink. It should be 30 minutes left, so he'll finish that tomorrow with a little luck. Fred Modry fixed the head on the Phoenix Hawk. Penny is still working on the left torso. Guillaume got the left arm or the left leg on the Phoenix Hawk, gained 2 XP for doing that. Nice. Guillaume is now at 20 XP. And a tech specialist armor. Ooh, what else can we get him? Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It. We could get Guillaume Mr. Fix-It. That might come in handy. Get him some edge. Yeah, let's go for Mr. Fix-It, and we'll try to remember that he can do extra work on low-quality parts. Speaking of XPs, we've got Frederick French with 3 edge and 28 XP. I had decided we're going to go for that 4th edge point, because 3 might not be enough. Wanted to set edge triggers for all of the above. Wayne Henshaw, not enough. Earl Sinclair with 2 edge. We're gonna go for 3 with him. That's not all of the above, but head hits at least. What else have we got? We've got Adon Gato with 2 edge. And the edge triggers, yeah, looks good. We've got Nairn Limbrick with 3 edge. Might be saving up for something, possibly. We've got the Pilot of the Spider with 1 edge, Hadi van den Uden. I do not want to lose him. So that's going to be a 2nd edge point for Hadi. And we're going to go ahead and add head hits to his triggers. Earl Sinclair, we gave him edge. Adon Gato, we gave him edge. 0-2 needs a point of edge. Because he has 1. And we're going to go ahead and add head hits to his list as well. Scarponi with 8 XP, not enough to do anything with. Yarvik with 7 XP, not enough to do anything with. We do have Ian Turtle, who is 1 XP away from gaining a 2nd point of edge. That might be worth doing. But it was... who was it? Wasn't it one of our veterans, or was it... no, it was Yoshimasa. Where is it? Call sign. We're gonna go with no call sign. Okay. Yeah, so just so that we don't have 2 larks wandering around. Oh, has the map changed at all? Nope, it has not. Okay, so, stuff that we were working on previously. The Jenner refit is going to be done in less than 10 days. The Warhammer is going to be done in 11 days. The Rifleman is going to be done in 12 or 13 days. A bunch of parts we can't find, and a bunch of parts we can find, including front left legs. How many front left legs did we order? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rear left leg, 1, 2, 3. Left torso times 2, right torso times 2, okay. Bunch of XP gains. And then being that it's Sunday, we're gonna have potentially more missions tomorrow. We've got, it looks like our people are back, so we can go ahead and start on that. That is going to be the Endosteel arm is going to be for Ediborg. She's going to work on that for today and tomorrow. Everything else should be just armor mainly. We'll have Halima knock that out. Lonnie is next in line to be an elite tech, so he's going to be knocking out all the little armor jobs. Including these little SRM pips that we've taken. I'm gonna hold off on the 50 minutes. We'll have Rudin doing ammo. Oh no, we are almost out of LBX cluster ammunition. That's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a pretty major problem actually before very long. We're down to like 20 shots. Okay, so the Phoenix Hawk, we're holding off on that until we've got some free time. The Wolverine is all just ammunition or armor now. That was Lonnie is doing the little jobs, starting with the 5-minute job, starting with the 33-minute job, and a 20-minute job, and a 15-minute job. Do 9 minutes. Sixes and fours at that kind of time, I want to hold off. 3s at 50 minutes. We can knock that out real quick. 60 minutes. Go 90 minutes. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. The small pulse laser we don't have access to. These two he can do on 4s. And he gained an XP. Nice. So he's 2 away now. Knock these 3 out real quick. No XP gains though. Okay. So we've got the Archer getting its arm put on. That'll be done tomorrow. We've got the Archer needing a small pulse laser. We can't do that. We've got the Wolverine. We'll have George Valdez. No, Anacito is 1 XP from Veteran, I think. Wait, where did Anacito go? Seven. Do we take a chance on a 7? No, we'll take a chance on a 6 though. Oh, we would have made it, but barely. We'll take a chance on a 5 as well. Alright, so that's just the 2 archers and the Phoenix Hawk waiting. We should have... Chris can do the left leg. She can knock it out today, actually. The cockpit is a work in progress. The right leg, we're going to wait for Ediborg on. The Archer will be done tomorrow. The Phoenix Hawk will be done a couple days after that, looks like. Okay, so things are coming up nicely. Did we have anyone else that we wanted to spend XP on? Nairn Limbrick has 20. Melee Specialist on the Orion? I don't think so. Human TRO on the Orion. It does have an LBX. Maybe the Human TRO. Swamp Master. Weapon Specialist is out of reach. Yeah, Nairn Limerick is gonna wait until we've got 40 XP. Unless we decide to give her a 4th point of edge. Which we might actually end up doing, depending on how things go. Now we've got Galatea Lance. And Galatea Lance is in the scouting role. So we could send Galatea here, for example. And detect a hostile force, because of course we did. Attack an enemy supply convoy, Woods Deep. And is that for the 29th? That is for the 30th, so that will be happening tomorrow. Lovely. Comm Center will have to wait. Let's see if we can get a little more information about this convoy attack mission. That's Galatea Lance, which is Scarponi, Nairn Limbrick in the Orion, Victor Rama in the Grasshopper, and Tentacle Shogun in the Marauder. Against a primary Op4 worth 10,000 points. Valkyrie, a Scimitar, a Saladin, a Phoenix Hawk, a Darter, a Harasser, a Wolverine, a Vedette, a Javelin, a Jenner, a Panther, and a Griffin. A Javelin with a 2-4 pilot might be an issue. And then the Convoy worth 1,200 points. The Flatbed, the Buster, the Patron, and the Daedalus. We've got some allied mech reinforcements coming in ×2. We've got a light lance with a couple mediums, and we've got a heavier lance with just heavies. Yeah, this should be a piece of cake with all the reinforcements that we've got going on. That'll happen tomorrow. Let's see if we've got any other missions popping up. New scenario harass will occur on the 1st. New scenario allied facility will occur on the 30th. Okay. Okay, so actually we have 2 missions to do today, including that convoy attack that we just talked about, and early warning system allied evacuate. An allied facility has come under attack. Reinforcement delay reduction from an early warning center. Get at least 75% of the designated units clear of the base. The Allied Early Warning Center is under attack. Okay, well, if we can rout them, maybe we can keep our Early Warning Center. But somehow I feel as though it's going to get destroyed either way. Enemy air patrol has been seen in the area. Employer's liaison will deploy among us. Grounded enemy dropship. Local garrison turrets. An Excalibur with a 4-5. We've got. What lands can we send on that mission? We can send Mariana. Speaking of which, let us take Yarvik out and put in Longsword with his cool custom portrait. So we've got primary op 4 is 11,000, almost 12,000 BV. We've got op 4 recon enemy aircraft, op 4 grounded dropship, enemy local defenses. Even why does the enemy get turrets at our base? I don't get that. We're supposed to be defending our base, but they get turrets to back them up. We do have base turrets as well. That could get really interesting. 2 turrets that have supposedly been next to each other for some time, all of a sudden at the beginning of this battle start shooting at each other. They hacked our systems. I mean, it could be. The evacuating units, we've got 5 of them. And we've got a Phoenix Hawk that we're going to have to protect as well. So, is Aleutian Lance ready to roll? Aleutian Lance looks ready to roll. So I'm thinking Mariana attacking as the primary and Aleutian as the secondary. Let's go Aleutian for another 8,000 points. Oh, Zero Chu is still hurt. Some cuts on his right foot. No injury penalty. 2 more days. I think he'll be fine. Hopefully he doesn't take 5 hits, because that would kill him. They hacked our systems and persuaded some to go to their side. Bribery goes a long way in this world. So we've got 2 lances at the early warning center. We've got Galateo Lance at the hostile force here. We've got a harass force over here on the 1st, which is what, day after tomorrow? Yeah, day after tomorrow. And they're bringing another 10,000 points, including a 1-2 and a Bulldog, and a 2-3 and a Phoenix Hawk, and a 2-5 and a Vulcan. We do have reinforcements, but there are also 10,000 points worth of unknown enemy hostile aircraft, and 5,000 points worth of unknown enemy hostile tanks and mechs. Mostly tanks. Can we do this one and just let them take care of each other? That would be ideal, so that we don't get involved. And we just like deploy and stay off the map and just hang back and watch and see what happens. So yeah, we've got 3 missions coming up in the next 2 days, including this convoy attack that I think I start with? Or do I kind of want to check out this Goliath real quick first? Even though this is the bigger of the two battles, and I know I won't be able to finish it tonight. And it also includes an enemy dropship, which I'm seriously thinking about just deleting. If you guys want to see me delete this dropship, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to. But as far as the repairs go, we've just got the Phoenix Hawk needing its leg. Fred Modry could do that on a 6. Chris could do that on a 6. Or we could wait for Edeborg to do that on a 5, which I think I'd rather do because the odds of screwing up badly are a third as much. Yeah, let's go ahead. We've got Fortress City Heavy Urban, 60 by 60, Daylight Clear and Calm with 1 reroll. We might be turning that into Dawn Dusk or something, depending. We do have reinforcements arriving on round 3, which is not bad. They're arriving in the east, we're deploying in the southwest, so that'll give us a chance to kind of do like a pincher move. The evacuating units are starting in the center, Republic base turrets are starting in the center, primary OPFOR in the southeast, OPFOR recon aircraft in the east, grounded dropship in the southeast, local fixed defenses in the center. What kind of local defenses do they have? They've got a thumper turret, a long tom turret, autocannon 10 turret, a triple SRM 6 turret. They've got artillery. What do we have in the way of base turrets? On our side, we've got small lasers and machine guns and LRM 5s. Sounds about right. Let's see, the Excalibur, we might be able to just avoid that altogether. Oh, they've got an awesome AT with a 2-4 pilot. Oh, that could be painful. Granted, yes, we do have a Banshee, a Goliath, and an Atlas, and an Archer. And most of our pilots are better than 2-4. But still, there is some trepidation. There is a bit of hesitation here. Let's check out this map. It looks like there's going to be quite a bunch of avenues of approach. Do we go with Dawn Dusk to try to get our people out before they can... Yeah, I think that's going to be our 1 reroll. Primary OPFOR starting in the southeast. East, okay. Recon aircraft are starting in the east on round 2. The dropship is starting in the southeast. Okay, so we just need to get our people to the northwest as much as possible. We need to get them to the northwest or the southwest as much as possible. It's a shame that we don't have control over the evacuating units because they're probably going to try to stay and fight. As a matter of fact, let me plot settings. Cowardly. Escape. Yes, escape looks good. That way they won't be trying to engage with the enemy on their way out the door. Okay, so we've won initiative, and in fact we are going last, but with the double blind deployment rules, I don't believe we... Oh, we do get to see where they go. Okay. So we've got the J-27 ordnance vehicle here. We've got the sniper and the SRM-6 turret, and we've got an SRM-6 turret and a small laser turret occupying the same building, which doesn't really seem cool to me. We'll put the Atlas here. We'll put the Banshee, I think, here, facing that way. We'll have the Archer start here, and maybe head this way. And we'll have Gundog start here and probably make his way northwards. That is a busy map, yes. There are quite a lot of very closely spaced avenues and alleyways. There are a lot of turrets, including thumpers and long toms and snipers. This is gonna get pretty hairy. And we've already got a striker right here. Hopefully we can deal with pretty quickly. And the Phoenix Hawk that we're trying to keep alive, you can deploy there. Nice and out of the way. Okay, we've got remaining units to deploy on round 2 and round 3. We've lost initiative, and we are in fact going second out of our team. So that's going to be fun. We're at 100%. Team 2 is at 85%. They've got bombs, don't they? No. No, recon aircraft is at 100%. The grounded dropship didn't deploy because there's no room for it. Okay. Sniper turret will land in 0 turns. It's going to be shooting at turrets, I assume, because they're stationary targets. Let's have Earl move this way. Needs a 3. We can do that, I hope. Petra will hold off. Longsword will move up this way. Wyvern. Oh, Wyvern just barely has his left arm on. That's going to be an issue. I really thought his arm was, like, complete. We'll have him head north. And the Phoenix Hawk will go ahead and run forward, because why not? What are you doing? I saw one of our tanks moving towards the enemy. This J-27 Ordnance Transport is trying to pick a fight with the Saladin, and I don't like it. Petra, you're gonna stand still. Hopefully the striker goes somewhere where we can shoot you. Everyone succeeds at their piloting checks. I'm really hoping this battle ends up being a short one, because I'm not trying to be on this map for that long. A bunch of heavy buildings take a bunch of damage. We've got no targets in range. Apparently that striker disappeared. The Phoenix Hawk has no targets. Earl has no targets. Wyvern has no targets. Petra, with the long-range guns, has the Saladin on 12s. We'll go ahead, we'll throw a couple of 12s. And we'll throw in an 11. If that 11 connects, there's a good chance we're going to do bad things to him. But the odds of connecting are incredibly slim. AC-5 turret hits a building, rocket launcher building turret hits a building, machine gun turret hits a building, autocannon 10 and small laser turrets and SRM-6 turrets hit buildings and Banshee, missing on 12s and 11s. Lots of buildings taking lots of damage. It's not the turrets I'm concerned about, it is the vehicles. So we are going to be skipping physical attacks with everyone. And hopefully just get our people off the map as quickly as possible. We have one initiative, but not within our team. The sniper turret will be landing this turn. I assume the thumper and the long tom will as well. Goliath will move forward at a quick run. The Phoenix Hawk will move forward also at a run for 3 evasion pips. Okay, where do you think you're going? Can we try to take out this Saladin? We've got a sensor return. It is a Brutus and another sensor return. Saladin has moved. Earl's about to eat an autocannon 20. Because that Saladin has decided to close on him. Wyvern maybe wants to back up and then walk forward. 3 hexes, yeah, we'll do that. We'll back up Longsword and the Phoenix Hawk. Petra will walk forward. We're going to be taking shots at the Saladin and probably multitasking at the Striker. Alright, everyone succeeded on their checks. The Lumberjack needed a 6, everyone else needed only 3s and 4s. We've got aircraft inbound. That's lovely. We've got artillery dealing damage to buildings. That's lovely as well. Longsword has a shot at this starter, but it's outside of visual range. Firing with him. Phoenix Hawk is also out of range. Earl has the Saladin on 8s. We'll make that a 7. We'll fire with everything that has a chance to hit, including the small laser on a 12. An LBX on a 7. We'll keep the LRMs silent for this turn. We just want to kill that Sal. Wyvern has no targets in sight. And Petra has the Saladin on 9s. We should have started with 9s and 8s. And then the Striker with 6s. We'll skip one of the mediums and go 3 heat over with the smalls. No. We'll skip 2 of the mediums. So that we can go 4 heat over with the SRMs. Okay, the Saladin is stunned. That's good. The Harasser hits Earl in the center torso critical with a flamer. Fortunately, doesn't get the crit. Hits him in the right arm critical with an SRM, as well as the right arm, the right leg, and right torso. The left arm, right leg, and right torso all take SRM fire. The Saladin missing on a 7. So we lucked out there. AC-5 turret shooting at a building. The Brutus landing 12 LRMs on Earl's right torso and right leg. That right torso is already down to 18. Heavy Strike Fighter Meteor dealing buttloads of damage to hardened building number 240021 and 370033. Earl at the Saladin hits it in the front, costing it a movement point, hits it in the front again, immobilizing it. Hits it in the left side, immobilizing it again, leaving it with 0 armor, and then the LBX hits with 3 pellets to the front, left side, and rear. Going internal, but not getting the crit. The machine gun turret missing, the striker missing, the AC-10 turret hitting buildings, the small laser turret hitting buildings, the SRM-6 building turret hitting buildings. Petra at the Saladin hits it in the left side with a PPC and destroys the Saladin. That was quick, and fortunately so. Medium lasers at the striker, hits it in the rear, hits it in the turret with a small laser, 2 small lasers. And then SRMs to the rear turret, left side and right side, immobilizing it. Earl took 20 plus, needs a 5, gets a 10. Longsword's got no physical attacks. The Phoenix Hawk has no physical attacks. Earl can kick this harasser on a 7. Take that those odds. And then Petra can kick the striker in the rear on a 0. Oh, the harasser got destroyed by 21 points to the front. Petra kicked the striker in the turret and destroyed it. That is 2 tanks down and out. Petra's at 4 heat, Earl is at 2, everyone else is running cool. We've won initiative, but we are going first within our team, so it's kind of a mixed bag. Team 2 is at 73%, we're at 99.4%. Going into round 3, primary op 4 is at 84%. Yeah, going from there. And here comes the AC. I just heard the thermostat click. It is our turn to deploy. We're deploying over here. And we've got 4 mechs to deploy. We can come in behind the Brutus. We can come in behind the Darter. We're going to have the Quick Draw come in behind the Darter. We'll have the Wolverine come in behind the Brutus. The Spider come in from this way. And the Cronus. The Cronus can start here and jump up into this way, trying to flank. Oh, there's an awesome. Never mind, we're gonna back up the Wolverine. We're gonna take some rear arc shots on that awesome if we can. Sniper will be landing in 1 turn, not 0 turns for a change. Longsword will continue advancing at a run. The Phoenix Hawk will continue advancing at a run as well. Maybe we can take shots on the starter. Nope. Oh yeah, it was that the J27? I think that was the J27. Let's have Earl keep running forward at the Brutus and the Awesome. We'll have Petra keep running forward at the Brutus and the Awesome as well. Brutus has moved, the Awesome has not. The Awesome could potentially end up out of our line of sight. That would be bad. I want to shoot him. Let's see. Quick Draw can run forward to there. Do I want to? I don't think I want to yet. The Spider will walk 7 hexes. Wyvern will also run forward. The Awesome still has not gone yet. The Quick Draw will walk forward 5 hexes and control this intersection. Maybe take some shots at the Striker if that opportunity presents itself, or if no other opportunity presents itself. Wolverine might end up having to jump then. The Brutus has a turret, doesn't it? Brutus has 20 LRMs on the turret and 14 SRMs on the front. So basically, yeah, we can do this and be relatively safe because his SRMs are facing Earl. His LRMs are on a turret, and Earl is probably going to be his target because we're under his minimum range. Oh, we've got eyes on a harasser now, and the awesome has gone that way. Let's get behind the awesome with stiletto. The J27 needs a 3, the awesome needs a 3, they both got a 9 and a 10. The sniper turret, we don't have any idea when it's going to land. Longsword has eyes on nobody. Man, that is... I was hoping to see him in action this battle, but it really seems like he's just kind of blocking a path that no one's taking. We've got eyes on nobody with the Phoenix Hawk. The Kronos we want to wait on. The Wolverine. We've got the Striker, we've got the Brutus, or we've got the Harasser. We can get the Harasser on a 9. We can get the Brutus on a 6. We can get the Striker on an 8. That's going to be the Brutus, I think. That's going to be a 6 with the LB. No. Against the vehicle, we use cluster munitions. So that's going to be 6s with the pulses, 6s with the mediums, 6 with the SRM, and a 5 with the LBX. And I'm hoping to hit the fuel tank or something. Earl has the Brutus as well on 7s, or that's going to be 8s and 10s. And a 6. And a 7. That'll put us 5 heat over. No, we're going to go 3 heat over, or 2 heat over. No. Fire, 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 3 heat over. That's what I was going for. So we're only firing 3 medium lasers on 10s. The quick draw has the awesome on 8s with everything. Which means he's gonna have us on like 5s, I think. Large laser with 9s, and the LRM-15 impossible. Okay, 9s and impossible, we've got 8s. I'll take those odds. Stiletto at the awesome into the back on 5s, and that'll be, we've just started building up heat for 2 points. The spider has no one in park. Wyvern has no one in sight. Petra has the Brutus on 10s. 10s and 9s, presumably. And that's going to be out of range of everything else. Yeah. Oh, I saw stunned and locked. The autocannon 5 turret hits a building for 10 points. The harasser misses the Wolverine on 10s. The Wolverine at the Brutus hits it in the rear, immobilizing it. LB-10X hits for 8 pellets, costing it more movement points and immobilizing it and stunning the crew. Earl at the Brutus hits it in the front, hits it in the left side and the rear, hits it in the left side some more with 16 LRMs. It's down to 16 armor on that left side. And the LBX hits with 8 pellets, all to the left side looks like. Not getting the explosion though. The Brutus, missing on 11s and 7s, did land 6 LRMs on Earl's right and left torso. Awesome hits a quick draw in the center torso with a large laser, missing with everything else. Quick draw on 8s hits the awesome in the right torso with a medium laser. Cronus at the awesome hits it in the center torso rear with the ER large down to 11. Left and right arm each take medium pulses. Medium pulse to the center torso rear down to 5. The SRM misses. Autocannon 10 turret shooting at a building. Turret locks the turret. Machine gun turret shooting at a building. SRM turret shooting at a building. Small laser turret shooting at a building. Petra missing on 10s and 9s. The Striker landing 9 LRMs on Earl's center torso and right leg down to 40 and 31. The awesome 8T is the only one that took 20 plus damage, needs a 5, gets a 9. We'll hold off on the physical attacks with, I think, just about everyone. No, Stiletto can go for the kick on a 2, double kicks, or quadruple punches, or double punches on 4s. That's going to be double punches on 4s. Maybe we can hit him in the center torso rear, crit on his gyro, and knock him out of the fight. You know, in a perfect world. Let's see what happens. Punched him in the head, forcing his first consciousness check, which he rolls snake eyes and blacks out. Okay, so punching the awesome in the back was definitely the way to go. We also got him in the left arm down to 11 armor. Let's try and knock out that awesome real quick before he wakes back up. We've got the Wolverine and the Atlas at 3 heat. We've got the Cronus at 2 and the Quick Draw at 1. Another spare for Hoser, potentially. We'll see. It is the wrong kind of variant, but we can always fix that. Okay, so the Brutus is stunned, locked, and immobile. We'll have Petra close in and try to finish off the Brutus. Medium range, it's stunned, so don't have to worry about it shooting back. We'll have Longsword advance at a run pace. The Phoenix Hawk can move to here and control that intersection. Stiletto. Do we stand behind the awesome and just lay into his back? That might be the move. Spider. We'll go ahead and... No, Quick Draw needs to go first. Quick Draw. We'll move to short range. I'm thinking aim shots from the front at the head, aim shots from behind at the center torso rear, since he's already weakened there. Stiletto has eyes on a Striker, actually. How about the Wolverine backs up to where we can shoot at the Striker? Maybe not there. Yeah, we can shoot at the Striker, we can kick the Brutus if it survives the shooting phase. Oh, there's a Stinger there. Wonder who's got eyes on it. The Phoenix Hawk, maybe? Earl will close on the Brutus and, more importantly, the Striker, I think. Speeder will close on the awesome as well, getting to a range of 6 hexes. That's medium range, which is still going to be an easy shot against an immobile target. Wyvern is going to annihilate this Stinger. Oh, there's a Valkyrie over here. That's going to hit Wyvern in the right side. Was it Wyvern's right or left arm that was damaged? It was his left arm. Okay. So that's relatively safe. Say relatively. And then Stiletto will skip her movement. Striker, Reckless Driving needs a 3, gets an 8. Harvester needs a 7, gets a 4. It falls, takes 3 to the center torso. Needs a 7 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 12. Did not stall the engine. Takes 2 damage to the center torso from the skid. Down to 5 armor. And the harvester is where? Okay, sniper hits a bunch of buildings. No big deal. Lumberjack is making his way off the field. J27 is making his way off the field. The harvester is a ways off. Okay, so let me start with the big guns as we do. That's going to be Petra in the Banshee. At the Brutus, going for that left side. Going for the left side on 4s with everything. That's going to be 4s and 6s. We'll skip one of the mediums. We'll skip the SRMs. And we'll go with the LBX just because it has a better heat to crit ratio than the SRMs. Have as much heat, almost twice as many crit chances. Yeah, I'll take the LBX over the SRMs for what it is. Next, let's go with Earl. Earl has the striker. Earl has the striker on a 6 with the standard munitions. But let's go with a 5. We'll go 6s and 8s. With the SRMs and the LBX cluster to go 4 heat over at the striker. Next is going to be the Wolverine at the striker as well. That's going to be a 4 with the cluster munitions. That's going to be 5s with everything else. And I suspect a lot of that is going to be wasted firepower, but we'll see. Yeah, let's go for the Stinger next. We've got him on a 6 with the LBX. Yeah, that's going to be a 6 with the LBX, a 6 with the medium laser, 10 with the small laser, and then 6s with all the SRMs, and that is not even heat neutral. That is overcooled, if anything. The anti-missile system might come into effect, but he is not going to be overheating. The Phoenix Hawk at the Stinger, got him on 7s. That's going to be the large, and the medium, and the machine gun on a 9. Let's see. Next is going to be Wyvern at the Stinger on 8s and 6s, I believe. Or 4s, because he's missile specialized. No, 3s. We're going to skip the small lasers, because they're less likely to hit. We're going to go with all the SRMs. We're going to go 4 heat over, and that Stinger is going to get obliterated this turn. Okay, so looks like the striker is shooting at Stiletto, which honestly I don't know why. We'll do the quick draw at the Awesome, shooting at the head, needing 8s. We'll go ahead and shoot everything, because why not? The Spider also at the head on 11s. 11s. How about we go for the right arm on 4s? Maybe we can knock out his PPC. And last but not least, Stiletto at his back. A medium laser to his head will kill him. Yeah, that's too tempting to pass up. We've got his head on 6s. and 4s. And we'll throw in some SRMs just because we're shooting at his back. Alright, the harasser shoots a building, the Banshee at the Brutus, hits it in the front, hits it in the left side, hits it in the left side, hits it in the left side, and the Brutus is dead. The Stinger hits the Phoenix Hawk in the center torso rear with a machine gun down to 3 armor. Earl at the Striker hits it in the left side, immobilizing it, hits it in the left side 2 more times, leaving it with 2 armor. And 6 pellets from the LBX, leaving the left side with 3 structures, stunning the crew, locking the turret, and immobilizing it some more. The Wolverine at the Striker hits it in the rear, hits it in the left side, and destroys the Striker. Huzzah. The LBX is wasted shots. The Goliath at the Stinger hits it in the right torso with a solid slug down to 1 structure. Medium laser to the right torso, following that up, blowing off the right arm, transferring into the center torso, leaving it with 2 armor. Missing the first 2 SRMs. And then hitting it with 6 SRMs to the right arm, which transfers to the right torso, which transfers to the center torso. The right leg, the center torso again, critting on the engine and gyro, the center torso again, critting on his gyro again, hitting him in the head, forcing his first consciousness check, hitting him in the right leg, and the Phoenix Hawk at the Stinger hits him in the head with a large laser, and that is the kill for our friendly Phoenix Hawk. Wyvern at the Stinger fires a bunch of SRMs that we didn't need to fire. The machine gun turret shooting at a building. The Striker missing Stiletto. Quick draw at the Awesome hits it in the center torso. Hits it with 2 SRMs. Valkyrie misses. The Spider hits the Awesome in the center torso, the right arm, left torso, and right torso. Not getting the headshot. The small laser turret hits a building, the AC-10 turret hits a building, the SRM-6 turret hits a building, Stiletto at the Awesome hits it in the head with a medium pulse laser, critting on the cockpit and killing the pilot. That is the Awesome out of the action, and that is a spare Awesome for Hoser. And a relatively well-conditioned one. Relatively good condition. LRM-5 turret hits the Awesome in the center torso with 3 LRMs. SRM-6 turret hits the building. No one took 20 plus damage that isn't already dead. The Longsword is not going to make any physical attacks, nor is Stiletto, nor is the Wolverine, nor is the Atlas, nor is the Quick Draw. The Archer is not, the Banshee is not. Okay, no physical attacks for anyone. The Phoenix Hawk is at 3 heat, Cronus is at 3 heat, Wolverine is at 2, Atlas is at 4, Quick Draw is at 2, Archer is at 4, Banshee is at 2. The Harvester mech also crits on his lift hoist and arresting hoist and his shoulder because he fell down this turn. Spare Awesome, woohoo. Need to pick out different colors for them. Yeah, if you want to put different camo schemes on them, that would be fine with me. We've won initiative, and what's more, we are going last. We're at 98.7%, Team 2 is at 37%. Evacuating units, one of them has taken light damage. Primary Op4 is at 37%, Op4 Recon Aircraft is at 100%. Mostly it's just the turrets at this point. Let's get the Phoenix Hawk over to here. Try to guard this alleyway. Longsword will move to this section and guard this intersection. Wyvern. Can we close on the Valkyrie? That would be lovely. We need a 2, we can make a 2, I'm sure we can. Stiletto needs to wait on Earl. We're moving in that direction. We will move to this intersection. But yeah, the only bogey we've got down here is that Valkyrie. He's probably going to move the Valkyrie last. Wolverine. No. Wolverine. Wolverine can move to here. Slightly evasive. At a walk, so no PSR. We'll have Stiletto move here. Also no PSR for walking. Wait, I saw a red tank. Where's that red tank? Oh, it's that harasser. He's not really a threat. Spider, Banshee, Quick Draw. We'll have the Quick Draw go ahead and it's there, so we can back up the Wolverine, I guess. Spider's more maneuverable than the Valkyrie, so we'll go ahead and hunt him down with him. Needs a 3, no whammies. Good deal. Alright, and the Valkyrie has disappeared. Oh no, the Valkyrie jumped. Valkyrie jumped 4 hexes for a TMM of 2. Petra can stand still and just wail on him from there. And that building has a construction factor of 143, so we're not going to topple it. We will skip our movement. We've got medium lasers. The heavy strike fighter comes in. Looks like everyone succeeded on their checks. The J-27 finally flees the battlefield. 2 J-27s flee the battlefield. So that is 2 of our objectives completed. Longsword has no torso twist. Did not realize Quad Mechs had no torso twist, and he doesn't have a turret or anything either. So he is literally going to only face one direction. Do we have eyes on the heavy strike fighter? It is not in range. The Cronus at the heavy strike fighter, outside of range. Wolverine at the strike fighter, outside of range. Earl at the strike fighter, out of range. Doesn't mean he's out of range of us. I'm sure he can shoot us. It's just we can't shoot him. Spider has no targets. Alright. Let's go with Petra first. We've got the PPCs on 8s, so we'll do one of those. LBX on a 6, we'll go solid slug for that. We'll follow that with a ton of mediums and a couple smalls and an SRM. So 1 PPC out of the action on an 8, everything else in the action on 6s. I like it. Alright, Wyvern has him on 8s. So we'll do 2 smalls, no, 8s and 5s. That's again going to be the small lasers out of the action, and the SRMs for 5 heat over. No, we'll go 8 heat over. Why not? Let's take this Valkyrie down. Oh, I saw something. The harasser shooting at a building, the darter shooting at a building, the machine gun and small laser turrets shooting at buildings, the Valkyrie shooting at a building, the AC-10 turret destroying a building, SRM-6 turret destroying a building with an ammunition explosion, the small laser turret and the SRM-6 turret both destroyed. So yeah, way to kill your own buddies. The SRM-6 turret does some more damage. Petra at the Valkyrie hits him in the left leg with the LB-10X, hits him in the arms with medium lasers, hits him in the right leg with 2 medium lasers. He is down to single digits on all of his limbs. Medium laser to the left torso down to 7. And SRMs Left side mainly. Left arm is down to 0. Right torso is down to 10. Center torso is down to 12. And then Wyvern at the Valkyrie on 5s hits with all kinds of SRMs. Right leg is down to 0 armor. Left torso down to 3. Center torso down to 6. Left leg down to 0. Left arm down to 3 structure. Right leg blown off. Left arm critical. Left arm destroyed. Left leg critting on a jump jet. Left torso critting on his LRM. Left leg critting on his foot. Left torso critting on a heat sink. Left torso down to 1 structure. Left leg down to 1 structure, critting on his hip. Center torso down to 8 structure. Right arm down to 3 structure. Automatically goes down because he had his leg blown off. Takes 3 to the left leg, which is destroyed, and transfers into the left torso, which is destroyed, and transfers into the center torso, but doesn't get the crit. Needs an 18 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 7. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 6. Thinking we can probably about call this one here. I think pretty much all of our friendlies, except the Harvester, have made it off the field pretty well. The Lumberjack is going to be there. The heavy MegaMek recovery vehicle is there. We can give it like 2 more turns, I think. Wyvern, we cannot punch or kick the Valkyrie, unfortunately. Can't even punch. No, we cannot even punch, sadly. Petra's got nothing. Okay. Everyone cooled down except for Wyvern and Petra, who are at 8 and 1 respectively. We've lost initiative, and what's more, we are going first. The number of roll-offs and ties is kind of ridiculous here. We're at 97%, Team 2 is at 32%, Primary Out 4 is at 31%. Sensor return was a fighter. Longsword. Quad bonus needs a 2. The Phoenix Hawk, I think we'll move in this direction at a walk so we don't have to make any PSRs. Stiletto. Run, because I think we need 2s. Looks like the Valkyrie punched out. The Wolverine is going to start making his way northwards as well. Needs a 2, we can handle that. Earl is just going to turn and walk. 1 hex is not worth, I think, PSR it would have taken. Needs a 2. The spider. Go catch up to that harasser that can we 7 hexes? Wyvern will move over here, I think. Petra will move over here. Did anyone make it off the field this turn? Valkyrie destroyed by ejection. Nobody fled this turn. Nope. No, wait. Heavy MegaMek recovery vehicle flees the battlefield. That's 3 down. I don't think we have any targets. Yeah, the heavy strike fighter is not in anyone's arc that's within range. The darter and the harasser we could maybe shoot at with the Wolverine. We've got the darter on 11s. We've got the harasser on 13s. So that's going to be the darter, obviously. And that's with the cluster munitions. So hopefully we land a crit or something. The Phoenix Hawk's got nothing. The Cronus has nothing. Earl, I don't think has anything. Quick draw the spider. Archer and Petra have nothing. Like Petra might have had a shot at that aircraft, but whatever. Wolverine misses. Bunch of buildings getting shot to pieces. That's fine. No physical attacks. Alright, everyone's cooled down, mainly because nobody shot anything this turn. We're down to the last few minutes of tonight's stream. We've got the enemies down to 30% of their op for. What exactly is our objective? Let me refresh my memory here. Get at least 75% of the designated units. So one more would be 80%. Ground dropship didn't deploy. Destroy or route 50% of the recon aircraft and the primary outfit. We have done that. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a victory right now. I don't see any reason not to. Alright. Team 1 has achieved all required victory conditions. Woohoo, 2 missions tonight? Yeah, we finished one and then we started a second and finished it. We always save the salvage. We're good here. Yes, we controlled the battlefield. No one took any damage. No one got hurt. Oh, there was a king crab on the field? I did not realize. Yeah, there was a king crab on the field, apparently. Did we capture anyone? Looks like not. Someone from the harasser, someone from the Saladin, someone from the striker. That's about it. We got kills. The AC factor, no one killed that. Petra with the striker, the Brutus and the Saladin. Vernita with the striker. Earl with the harasser. Stiletto with the awesome. Nice job, everybody. Wait. Did we? Yes, we did forget to salvage that awesome. That 8T awesome. That cost us 3 million C-bills. That puts us at 18%, so we're getting close to our salvage. Recharge was 75%. Yeah, let's go ahead and just check that one. Facility destroyed, whether that objective is completed or failed, which I don't think I like that. Because, I mean, we absolutely preserved it. So the facility will be destroyed, even though we obliterated the attacking forces, which is kind of a bummer, because we really liked having that early warning center. Is it really gone? Yes, it's really gone. There is no longer... I mean, I'm tempted to put it back on the map, just with GM mode, just because I don't feel like it should have been destroyed. I will leave that up to you guys, but in the meantime, let's go ahead. We'll save the campaign as 7:30. King Crab would have been nice. I thought the King Crab had autocannon 20s, not PPCs. Does the King Crab have PPCs? Or is there a variant of it that does? I thought it was just 2 autocannon 20s, a large laser, and some LRMs. But I may be wrong about that being the only variant. But regardless, thank you guys for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. After you got done modding it. Yeah, of course. Everything has PPCs when you're done modding it. But yeah, you guys have a good weekend and a good week, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one until then.